All right, what's going on, everybody? Are you absolutely exhausted? You're like, I've got this debt in my life. I've got this thing that takes money out of my pocket. I've got this thing that stresses me out about money. With infinite banking, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a rethinking how we think thing. Nelson Nash wrote a book called Becoming Your Own Banker, 92 pages. It's a part of our educational process. My entire focus on anything I share with you is to get you to think that there might be a better way to shift how money flows through your life. So this is an example of somebody we've worked with, and maybe it reminds you of you. Now, key pieces here. Everything that we do is education based, and we built the process to where you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing before you ever take a next step. So nothing that occurs on the front side of our educational process costs you anything other than 25 to 50 bucks, depending on what course you go through. And we're going to refund you that if you go through our entire process and you don't think it's for you. And we'll write a $100 check to your favorite organization. So we've yet to have anybody ask for that to be done because they've become clients if they've committed to rethinking their thinking. You probably see a lot of numbers on a page right now, but let's just kind of break down real simply how this powerful thing called infinite banking, which is inside the book Becoming Your Own Banker, through a permanent whole life policy, which will teach you all this, structured for your goals today, in the future, and generationally. So this right here is an average American, and this is based off of the hundreds of people we worked with all over the US, who has these debts, as you see here, this debt sequence. And the software that we're using, which is proprietary, basically says, okay, let's find the quickest way to get these debts paid off with infinite banking using whole life insurance policies. So I'm gonna hit some high points, but you need to know a few things. This is just taking the money the client already has and the money they're saving, and we're changing the environment that it flows through, combined with the paradigm shift of thinking about how money flows through our life. Nelson Nash said this about infinite banking: a whole life policy structured to control the function of banking is really just a cash flow management system. So let's just keep this real basic. And it's important to understand this particular example is all about shifting outside debt to inside debt and being protected by a death benefit. So this client in particular had these debts, and over here you see the payments and you see the balance and you see the rate. The client had $20,000 available from somewhere, doesn't matter where, and they were already saving in a traditional savings account about $800. We're not changing anything about how they live their life. We're not asking them to add a line to their budget item list. They are literally just changing where their money flows. That's it. So we bring the 20,000 into the equation, and this can be done 1,000 different ways. This is just one example. And where you see green means that they took that money and they went and paid off Chase, Student, AC through Wells Fargo, Citi, and the Chevy Colorado. That means that then created $1,248.06 to go on top of the 2004, or on top of the 800. That now gives them $2,048 to pay back their system, okay, if they so chose, but they control that cash flow. People go, well, what does the red mean? In this particular example, and we do not recommend this for everybody, this requires discipline and understanding, but in this example, they decided that they wanted to borrow against their 401k loan, which created a required $377 a month payment. But we're basically gonna show them how they can redirect it, okay? And they're going to also have a death benefit because we're using whole life insurance as the vehicle to control paying for things or paying off things that we're going to pay for anyway. So what we see here in this very simple example is that 1671 is accumulating into the next year, okay? And as it accumulates, it then creates more money because we have a policy premium that's being paid for insurance. There's no way I could describe all of this in one simple sitting. So this is just very, very high level. This is why we built an educational process. So now the Discover and the student loan pay off outside debt. Now you owe it to yourself, and that increased your ability to pay down your debt by $276 because those were payments going to Discover and student. And now it's going to repaying your policy loan. Do not freak out by that word loan. Loan, when I'm a part of the banking function and I have the ability to be a shareholder, a withdrawer, a depositor, and set the terms, is a way different thing. This is like what it's like to be the bank. As we see here, I said another way, they have almost $1,950 of cash flow control each month that they can do what they need to with. They're going to be motivated to send it to their policy system, their IBC system, and that's going to accumulate in theory, month by month, that amount, 1946.06 each month. You roll around to the beginning of year 3, and now the student loan and the 401k loan are paid off externally. You no longer owe those companies. It saves or really recaptures some interest you could use that would have gone to someone else. And now those payments of $749 are going to your system that is paying off your policy loan. You don't have to make those payments. You want to, because you get to use them again. So said another way is, how fast would you pay something off if you knew you could use those dollars again? That is all this is changing where our money flows. So at the beginning of year 4, the Toyota pays off, and now we have another $858 added to, and now we have $3,554.71 that we control the cash flow of each month. So said another way, we're saving that. We're just saving it in a better environment. Roll around to year 5, all they have left is the house, and this policy loan and cash is just going to pay down the house, because their goal was to get all outside debt eliminated for right now to become the bank. So this happens for year 6, year 7. At the beginning of year 8, they no longer have a house payment, and they control $4,554.71 of cash flow that otherwise would have likely been leaving their life, going into someone else's pocket or bank, benefiting them. And at the end of this time, they have all of their policy loan repaid. They have many multiples protecting them with a death benefit, and they control all of these dollars and more. And here's the powerful thing that it's very important to understand. We have to realize that till the day we die, we will either pay someone else interest, which you see here, $87,000 of interest that was going to go to the mortgage company. Now, some people don't care about paying off their house. This couple did, and this is about behavior and mindset more than just numbers, okay? But the power of having control of how money flows through your life and being able to save it for the next most important things gives you the freedom to do other things. So this is very important to understand in how money works. We only really recognize we wish we had more money when we have an emergency and don't have it, or we have an opportunity we wish we could take and we don't have it, and then we wish we did. So you cannot put a number value on certainty and control of how money flows to your life until you have it or don't have it. And that is the power of infinite banking. I've lived this for 6 years. I was a former middle school principal. My wife is an RN. We have created a new life because of the paradigm shift. But anything that you are interested in this process, we are living it, learning it, or trying it. And we're not selling you anything other than the opportunity for us to share with you what we've learned. Yes, I'm an insurance agent, but that is only because this was such a powerful, radical shift that has been a blessing to my life, my family's life, my parents' life, my business partner's life, our endeavors, that I want to share it with everyone. And this is why I'm providing this information. So through this process, this couple is completely debt-free in less than 8 years, has many multiples of death benefit and the ability to leverage it today. And they'll be able to control $4,500 a month of their cash flow. Said another way, close to 50 grand, whatever that math shakes out to per year, just by changing where money flows through in their life, because our wealth and our money has to flow somewhere all the time. So if this really resonated with you, go back and rewatch it again and again. Go through our course link, become a member of our community, learn more, get on our calendars, and let us teach you as much as you want to learn, but learn as much as you can on the front side. We've spent 5.5 years building this business to teach people so that they can break away from the traditional financial advice that keeps you shackled to having to work more than you want to and feeling like you need to retire to get away from working instead of working a life that you are fulfilled by and called to do. If any of this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, hop in. Shane spends most of his time talking about real estate, but Shane and I do infinite banking in every deal. We're trying to become our own bank as quickly and as efficiently as possible, and we want to share that knowledge with anyone who's interested in learning more.